Hello, today is the 2nd of August and it's 2011. We'll start off with a comparison between the 1979 rally and current. The 1979 rally, as of the same amount of time frames, was already up 300%. Therefore, to continue the comparison, at least even closely comparison, it really needs to go vertical. Now, either tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to want to put in the physical trading strategies. Now, overall, it's very simple. You buy low and sell high. But if there's anything that is specific that you want answered, please let me know. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this data in here. This is the silver fixing data. And on here, it has the price in the US dollars and the Great Britain pounds. Now, more people want to see the euro. Only problem is the euro's only been going on since 2000. So what we'll do is we'll take the data from the Great Britain pound. This is a silver data for the total of 100 ounces. And we'll put this in another spreadsheet. This other spreadsheet here automatically takes 25 periods, and from that point on, they then make the chart. This, for example, is that of the direction from the 50-day that I put in earlier. It's going to take off the percentage for this because we'll put it in a currency. We'll find the Great Britain pound, although it really doesn't matter when I'm doing it this way. Okay, so now we're going to put the data, and I'll put the data at this column here. And what it's doing is automatically here connecting the highest and lowest points, each one of that of a or 25 days. So there we have the data. Now we'll take a look at the chart. And you can see it's got that 0 in there. Let me just see where that comes from. So we can see there's a problem here. That's what, 259. Let's see where the problem happens to be. That's cell number 259. Okay, that'll fix it now, and we'll see how many rows we need. And I can see the number is 441. So now, sorry for the delay there. And now let's take a look at this. Priced in pounds. This is the silver market. And it's made new highs in comparison to the United States one or Canada. And there's going to be a big difference between this on a logarithmic and a linear level. This is linear. And the problem here is that it looks like it breaks through this level really huge and then it crashed really big, where that's not the truth, because it crashed a little bit and it really hasn't went up large. So what we'll do is we'll put this into a logarithmic format. What would the bottom be here? I don't know. I'll just put in 40. And there is the chart in pounds. The market comes up to this high. It's barely broke above it, but it is holding up really well. We can move this into a paint program, and I think the more important trend line will be this one here, which has not been tested as of yet, but we are in a nice little steep upward trend line. Onto the silver charts in US fiat currency, and within the daily chart, as I've been stating, these lines are going to be increasing throughout the week. The big level is around $38 and a dime, or this bottom in particular here. It's been holding above this level for quite some time, therefore it's now managed to come in towards this neutrality band where it consolidates. And now what you're doing is you're looking for the liftoff, not only from this band and this resistance here, but breaking this high, which I guess would be $41 and around 36 cents per ounce. On the weekly chart, the volatility movements are becoming very low, at least when you're looking at these three ticks within here. You would think that not much is going on within the news, that the news of the debt ceiling is not going on, but also that could mean people are waiting to see what happens and then place their bets from there. That's ultimate psychological indecision, and that very often can cause these lower movements. It is, however, breaking away from this 18-period average after being in there for a little over 2 months time frame. And again, as we can see this on here, it's been holding now for about 3 weeks, mostly above this previous resistance line. On a breakout past this line, when you see a nice green candle, even just this size in here, then you'd have to be very aware for this to turn back around and move again in towards a bullish situation. If this is a failure, meaning the confirmation of holding above 38,411, then oftentimes that would give you a fast move, and that would be at least down to this range. I think the odds do favor that it will bounce from this level. It could very easily find Fibonacci support somewhere in here first, but it does look as if it is going to bounce in the next few weeks from this mark. Finishing this off within the quarter day or 6-hour chart. Same old story, as in the test has not been passed or failed yet. It started here and it's still going on because every time it goes above or below a line, it can't take the trend. It had a chance to break the support yesterday and it did, barely, which means you got this very miniature failed move breaking down below here. Now in this band, this 5-day moving average, it is declining, but because it held this level, it's getting above it. That means that this average is going to pretty much flatten out. But until this neutrality ends, I'm going to say that it's just that. Every time it goes below the line, then it's going to go above it and below it. That would be the indecision factor. But again, at one point, this is going to break out or break down, and the longer that you're in a range, then the longer the breakout or breakdown happens to be. So therefore, when you see these things start to go free, either on the break above this 41 and change level, or this break below really the 38.10 level, then that can create higher volatility because the volatility has been quite low recently. Lately, it's been fairly low. Average moves for a 6-hour period is a little over 1 1/3%. Okay, thank you for tuning in today. And remember, ask your questions on here about physical trading within the metal market. Whatever questions you have will make it a lot easier within the project. Take care, everybody.